Yeah, something like that. What you said.
Let's have a sleep video.
Let's not have the sleep video.
We'll just have it'll be a half-hour sleepy time video for everybody to enjoy. They could just put their heads down and just relax and close their eyes and doze off until the end of the video, and then they'll be perfectly well rested when they wake up again. And we'll just close out the video with like a really loud scream or something, and then
Oh, we're in luck. The next video we're about to do has a very loud scream in it.
This is for sure going to be cut out, but
I will never fuss about my office job ever again. .mp4. Yeah, that one.
It was a bright red light. Okay. We're back.
I'm sorry. I cut them at the save points. It's okay.
Were you just like recording this straight through and then you like cut it in post?
What will give you that idea?
The cut in the middle of the save screen, like red light.
It was the only transition I could get.
I would never be able to time my recording, like start and stop, perfectly enough to catch something like that.
I only did like the perfect catch once in this series.
So that's why I usually just have transitions and like in the menus themselves, or just like in a spot where nothing is happening, because then I could just be like, let's stand here for a minute and a half while I wait to try and like organize the transition between episodes.
Okay, so I have a question. What kind of horrible construction site do they have where the fourth floor has quotation marks crumbled?
One in Silent Hill.
Clearly. This isn't Nashville, though.
I think at this point we can just say that like the entire universe of Silent Hill is technically Silent Hill. It's there is the location Silent Hill, but I don't think that's actually relevant anymore.
There, I used the mall. Are you happy?
Fantastic. Why did we need the mall specifically to do that?
I mean, you could do it with the katana, but it looks dumb. Oh, I don't have the katana yet. No, I needed the mall.
There's no like sledgehammer or anything?
No, just the mall.
That,
by the way, that thing, those legs in the wall are supposed to be an MGS reference.
oh really?
Yeah.
I think I missed that.
She was talking about how it looked like the black cat. She was upset.
Oh. Yeah. Weren't we in a mall or something?
Yeah, and then we took a subway. Holy cow, dude.
No. I'm saying, like, you would think that it would be more likely that a mall would have a sledgehammer than a mall.
I mean, we got the mall out of the sewers.
Which makes even less sense.
It was on the bloody locker that was so badly dented we couldn't open it.
Yeah, but like, we're again going back to adventure game logic here. It just like, all right.
Whatever.
Anyway.
You're gonna love. We have 3 of our 4 melee weapons, and we're about to get the 4th.
Is it a sledgehammer?
I mean, I already said katana, so I kind of gave it away.
Whoa. So are we gonna kill something that drops a sweet katana, or do we just find it somewhere?
We just find it somewhere.
Oh, that's significantly less exciting. Papers. Yeah, whoever needs papers in video games.
Not us, clearly.
No. Papers. I can't wait for the day where video game like graphics have the technology so that like you can just like knock papers and stuff off of tables. In just in like a game like this, not in a game that's like specifically designed around the physics interactions or anything like that, but like just a normal, survival horror game, action game, RPG, whatever, where
one mannequin with a head, by the way.
And you could like knock the mannequin's head off because that.
Wait for it.
Well, I mean the head is not.
Stop, you always spoil it for people.
Oh, excuse me.
As you were saying.
Oh. Well then, so that mannequin was a person, eh?
Well, I don't know. Apparently, I mean, it used Heather's falling scream, so.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Oh, it's just a dog. So? Is there any reason or explanation for like why certain enemies are where they are, or is it just like they haphazardly slapped enemies down randomly?
See, that's the thing. There's a scene in the game later that actually makes it sound like they did it on purpose, but with the exception of dogs. I do not know why any of the dogs are where they are.
Yeah, because like, how did 2 dogs get into the 3rd floor of this random building?
Maybe it was bring your monstrous dog to work day?
Yeah, I guess. Like, this isn't an apartment building, is it?
No, it's an office building. Also, I tried to get out, but it's like, no, 1st floor is blocked.
Of course.
So instead of trying all the doors, the only unlocked ones at the moment are 3 and 5.
Great.
We were on 3, so up to 5.
So do they explain like anything about the monsters, or are they just like Silent Hill monsters?
That depends on whether you believe a certain character or not, basically.
Oh, really? Because like,
for the record, I do not believe him, even though I'm like one of the only people who doesn't.
I always, for some reason, I kind of associate the monsters in the game with the same way that like Resident Evil does it, where it's like, oh, the monsters have to have some sort of like real world kind of connection. So like the monster dogs are like real dogs that have just been transformed by Silent Hill or something. But that might not be how Silent Hill does things. So I don't know.
I won't discuss it too much right now.
Is that actually like a plot point that comes up?
I mean, so anyways, in this hallway, yeah, this is where I got stuck for a while because I'd had my light turned off and I couldn't pick up the stupid screwdriver.
Of course. Always keep the light on, apparently.
Unless you're trying to sneak.
Does it actually, like...
Oh, sweet katana.
Oh, nice. So the light actually does, like, make you more noticeable to, like, everything?
Yeah, and so does your radio.
That's...
The problem is, if you turn your light off, your range goes way down.
Right.
And you can't pick stuff up.
How effective is, quote-unquote, sneaking in the first place?
The game's stealth engine is horrible, but it's weirdly effective.
I mean...
If you're having a bad time with slurpers, which I will be having, I probably should have just turned my light and radio off and just been like, nope.
I would suppose that most of the enemies you probably can just run by, but still...
You can. You can pacifist run this. My first run in this set of save files was a 7-kill run.
That's not... That's kind of skirting by the technical definition of pacifist, you know?
I mean, you have to beat the bosses.
Still, it's like... That's... I always love the comparisons that people make between violence in video games and violence in movies, because it's kind of true. Like, it's like the comparison that a lot of people make tends to be like Die Hard.
having some issues here.
Yeah.
There, got it.
There we go. Finally. Because in Die Hard, there are only like I don't remember what the exact number is, but there are people like bring it up and use it as an example and say that there are only like 13 deaths in the whole film or something. And then you look at the average action video game where the character that you're playing, who's supposed to be the good guy, murders like literal hundreds of people for
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. It's like I've never really agreed with the complaint about Nathan Drake that he's like a homicidal psychopath, but there is kind of like there is a legitimate point to be made that even if he's, doing everything in self-defense, he is still literally going on a murderous rampage through all of these like locations that he's going through because he just kills everybody. And it's just
flipping video games.
Yeah, it's like
this is actually one of the main reasons I always pacifist run Mirror's Edge is because I actually don't want the police to have a point.
Because it's like that's literally like he would be the bad guy in a movie or like a book or something. Like he's this literal one-man army who is
Nope, getting out of here. Bye.
That's a fun room. Now, in the case of like this, I think it is a little bit different just because they are, monsters. Whoa! But it's like, yeah, in so many video games, like you're just a dude. You're straight up murdering other dudes. And it's like, okay.
This is my life now.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I tend to play like the stealthy, non-lethal modes in like Metal Gear Solid and Deus Ex: Human Revolution and stuff like that too, because it's like otherwise, yeah, you're literally just like murdering hundreds of people, and that's absurd to think about in a game where you're supposed to be the moral arbiter. Like, how do you justify that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's why I play pacifist runs usually.
Yeah, like I kind of see it like there's two ways in the case of like Mirror's Edge specifically. I see that like doing the melee combat is okay in my eyes because you don't at least from what I've never got the impression that the melee combat ever kills anybody.
No, it all seems it's all towards disarming. With the possible exception of there's one extremely easy to kick guy off like a 500-story ledge.
That would kill
we'll
him.
Pretend that was okay. Yeah, we'll pretend that didn't happen.
But yeah, like generally speaking, like when you're like kicking them, punching them, disarming them, blah blah blah, you just end up like knocking them out. Like you're not doing any sort of action that would cause serious damage. So I feel like the melee combat's fine, but then yeah, as soon as you pick up a gun, it's like you're just straight up killing dudes again.
Yeah, the only gun I use in my pacifist runs is like a massive shortcut. If you're flying through the air in slow motion and just shoot out a window you're flying at, yeah.
Oh really? I don't know if I've ever caught that.
Clearly I'll have to do a run with Mirror's Edge.
I mean, that was something that was, yeah. Mirror's Edge would be fun. I love that game, and I am super bad at it. So
I love that game, and I'm super good at it.
Yeah, it's.
Anyways, yeah, we that was not a riddle, like adjusted puzzle there where we like use the jack to open the elevator and the rope to get down. Although on easy mode, the screwdriver's not there, and the drawer you use the screwdriver to open is just open.
Well, that makes the puzzle easier, I guess? Question mark.
Clearly.
You don't ever use the screwdriver for anything else, do you?
No, it's gone.
Great.
I guess we broke it while we were opening the drawer with it.
Just it after you pried the drawer open, it just like it's bent now and it's just completely unusable. Oh hey, dogs.
Looks real enough to bite.
I wonder if those are gonna turn into dog monsters.
Somehow? No. We do get these though. Ah!
How did they all get here too, by the way, by that token?
Well, if you subscribe to the belief that they're people but real, but like twisted by this town, well, they're just employees, I guess.
Yeah.
But of course, they're not here on easy and normal mode action difficulties, so clearly they're just there for difficulties purposes.
So, how do you explain the flying pinwheels then?
Don't you levitate on occasion just for kicks?
I would love to. You know, it would be super convenient. Why do you think that tub is gonna work?
Well, it doesn't.
Look at the way that it's positioned.
Or does it? That was a very approximate to the sound she makes, yes.
So we're going back into Flesh World now.
It would appear so. They did such a good job with the tech, though, because that's all in-engine. Like in Silent Hill 2, there's a lot of FMVs. In this one, there's like none.
Well, we are screwed. I will say the.
This is a great reaction, by the way.
Wait for it.
No.
Wait for it. This reaction is top quality.
Okay.
Okay, now we have a line leading to the bathtub.
Great.
I wonder where that bathtub line leads. It goes up the side here. And let's see. Oh.
Is that a... Well, alright then.
Why does it have Lisa's mouth on it?
That seems okay. That's perfectly fine. Yep. Nothing wrong with this. This is just a normal office building. I don't...
Well, geez.
So many baby dolls.
Are you sure that's a normal office building? It looks more like an abortion clinic to me.
Nah. I don't know what would make you say that.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Oh.
Second worst enemy.
They... What?
They're slurpers. They knock you down.
Oh, okay. Well then, this is in a crowded hallway, no less. That seems perfectly okay.
Guess what's the only time they appear?
Right here.
Well, in crowded hallways.
Oh. I was gonna be hopeful for a moment and think that was the only one you ever have to actually like encounter firsthand.
Ha, no.
Of course.
I wish.
Yeah, the game can't be nice about unfair enemies. That seems to happen a lot, actually, is like... Oh, hello. Never mind. Who's this guy? Wait a second. Aren't we in Silent Hill? What are you doing here?
Yes.
That's what you're
It is a good question, isn't it?
And who are you?
Shoot him in the head.
Vincent. Don't forget it, okay?
Not yet. I mean, what? No, we do not actually shoot him in the head.
I don't believe that he's on our side.
But how do I know you're not with her?
You're very, very astute, I suppose.
You mean
I know video game logic.
Please don't lump me together with her. She was totally brainwashed by that crazy old hag.
Wait, but isn't Claudia the old hag? There's an older hag?
Crazy old hag is a bit harsh.
Oh.
Yeah, like this makes sense in retrospect. I mean, you've already spoiled that Heather is like the baby at the end of Silent Hill.
Yeah, but we never actually see her mother though, so do we?
Well, no. Alessa's mother is Dahlia, the crazy old hag.
Didn't tell you anything.
I don't know Silent Hill lore that well.
Guess he-
Okay, so Harry's wife dies, we never see her.
Yeah.
However, they took a baby off the side of the road, and the mother of that baby was
Pretty
Dahlia,
sneaky
who was a crazy old hag.
Okay.
Like that.
Sorry.
Okay, can I just say how much I adore Heather's a voice actress?
How do you know my father anyway?
I know everything.
Also, mocap actress. Everyone's mocap.
I know
Didn't
about your past too.
Then
isn't
tell
one of
me
the
what's
things that
going
people
on.
hated about the
don't know
garbage
even
HD
that?
ports that they changed
That's
all
why
the
I'm
voice actors?
asking.
Yes.
If you know everything,
I think
tell
they
me
put in
how
an
I can
option to
put
keep in the
into this.
originals,
Not yet.
along with the improved ones.
Why not
Quote unquote
enjoy yourself
improved.
a bit longer?
Enjoy.
It's
Yeah, Heather actually sounds like a real frustrated teenage girl right now.
Doesn't this place get to
it's
you
really
at all?
weird to think about because like
It gets to me all right.
voice acting
I
up
find
until like
Most fascinating.
I would say maybe like 2007
Wait, I'm not finished
was
talking.
pretty low tier just across the board. Like
How do you figure?
you had some games that had a few like outstanding examples of it, especially like, I mean, well, we have examples of adventure games that have pretty, okay, voice acting, even
The tentacle, yay!
yeah, even back in the 90s. But for games that like weren't centrally focused around having that as like a feature, like Metal Gear Solid.
Hard mode difficulty, by the way, for Riddle. There's no textbook here. There's usually a textbook telling you why you need the Oxidol you picked up.
Great. But yeah, like voice acting was not great, but at the same time, it lends a certain charm to older games as well. That I feel like you can't just mechanically remove by hiring new voice actors when you re-release the game. It seems kind of cheap, It's just like, oh, this voice acting was bad because we hired all of these people, these amateurs who didn't know what they were doing, and now we need to get professionals to redo it. And it's like, kind of takes away from the feeling of the game a bit.
Okay, so slurpers are the straight worst.
Yeah, but we killed that one.
Yeah, what they do is...
Do they come back to life?
Oh, well, yeah, they'll fake their death. And the only...
Oh.
Dang it.
Dogs.
The only way to, tell if they're actually dead or not is to, shoot them again.
So you shoot them, they go down and start wriggling, you kick them, they stop wriggling, and then you have to shoot them again.
No, as in, you'll shoot them and then they just seem to die. And then you might think, oh, I'll just pop in for the last kick, and then you do, then boom, you're on the ground.
So it jumps up again when you
Yeah.
try to kill. Oh, fun.
And also, they make that horrible sound.
I mean, there are a lot of horrible sounds in this game, so...
That's probably my second least favorite sound. My least favorite sound, by a long shot, is the sound the nurses make.
Why are nurses in this game, by the way?
Because you go to a hospital.
I don't think that's a good enough reason.
What are you looking for?
Well, they have a specific reason for being in Silent Hill 2. That is... Oh. Hello, Jacob's
Cripes.
Ladder. But yeah, so the nurses have a very specific reason for being in Silent Hill 2, and that is not relevant to this game.
No, they're in this game for the same reason they're in Silent Hill 1. Alyssa does not like the nurses. Most of them were terrible to her.
Huh.
And since...
Do they still have the same design, I guess is what I should be asking.
No, they do not.
Okay.
They are unique.
Because, yeah, that's...
Although I think I think they're not wearing underwear, which is like really disconcerting.
How would you know?
Because the nurses are the kings of getting up after falling down. The queens, I guess. Jeez, the glutton's awful. But they're really good at after you knock them down. Like you're going around kicking things, and then they'll get up again. And if the camera's the right way, like they get up, dress first.
Welp. That
And it's really disconcerting.
I mean, I guess if you're a horrible eldritch abomination, you don't really care about your modesty that much. So
I wasn't turned on.
I mean, there are probably some people who are into that sort of thing, like
knocking down the nurses just to watch them get up again.
well, just like horrible flesh nurses in general. I imagine
that would be why all of the nurses have like boobs hanging out in like Silent Hill 5 onwards.
Well, yeah, like
and the movies.
I can guarantee that if you were
so that insane cancer did not see us. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he was obviously an enemy, but you know, whoever you can sneak by is a-okay. Yeah, I guarantee if you look it up on the internet, you'll find Rule 34 porn of Silent Hill nurses. Like that's
why are people awful?
That's just fact right there. Like I imagine I imagine you'd be able to find some of the other monsters from these games as well.
Oh, for sure. People are awful. Okay, so the floor fell out going towards the art gallery, so I guess we'll just have to go this way instead.
Where does this way lead?
Also to the art gallery, but the long way around.
Oh. Yeah, okay. It's fair enough.
Ah!
Hello, dog.
Please
Welp.
stop eating me, dog.
Welp. We just got straight wrecked by that monster dog.
There, we straight wrecked the monster dog.
Does the suppressor actually help in any way?
It actually... Because gunshots will... Ah!
Welp!
Gunshots will also attract enemies from nearby. The silencer actually does stop, like, remove that effect.
Okay.
It also makes things take more shots. See?
He's still alive. Guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Welp.
Don't get your nose out of my skirt.
Yeah, right? Such a pervert. Jesus. Blit. I don't know, the radio's still going.
Yeah, there's another one out there. I'm using up all my first aid kits, dang it.
Will the radio keep going if they're faking being dead?
No. Yes? I forget. Usually they fake being dead when there's something else nearby, so you can't quite tell.
Yeah.
Also, they go at like 1,000,000 miles an hour if they get a good look at you.
He's like,
and guess what happens when they hit you at 1,000,000 miles an hour?
they send you flying.
You fall down. Yep.
Yeah.
There, pool of blood under it. We're good.
The universal sign of this is dead now.
Yep.
What sort of handgun are we actually using?
I don't know. I think it's just a standard pistol. Like we found it at the very beginning.
Well, yeah, but like usually they're very specific about the make and model.
She's 17 years old.
I got the handgun bullets.
Well,
Surely these will work for this handgun that I have.
Yeah, basically.
They can't be.
Thankfully, they do.
There's absolutely no way they would be a different caliber entirely. Maybe it's not glass at all. Maybe it's Silent Hill.
Alright, so...
Welp.
There.
Not going that way.
I like how... So speaking of... Well, first, I like how the art gallery, now everything's gone except the picture that was gone in the real world.
That's Silent Hill for you.
But speaking of the nurses... Oh, geez, it's Alessa being sacrificed. Lovely. Did you ever encounter how people were desperate to include the nurses in Silent Hill 4, even though there were no nurses in Silent Hill 4? Just patience.
No.
With the worst sound design ever.
Oh,
They burp when you hit them.
well.
And if you drop them, if you like manage to hit them so they fall down a set of stairs, guess what they do all the way down?
Blah, 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 blah.
Correct.
That's pretty classic. Picture would burn. I wonder.
So if you read the textbook that wasn't there in hard difficulty,
Yeah.
you combine the oxidol in the liver, which it causes like oxygen to come bubbling off of it, and then when you throw a match over that.
Don't you just love how there are these convenient buckets everywhere that you need to do this sort of thing?
I know, right? Acceptable.
Yeah, burn that art. We hate art. What is this picture? Does it have any relevance? It seems like it should.
Well, I mean, it's a picture of Alessa being burned.
Okay.
Oh, Christ.
More mouths. And ears. That's... Alright. I take it those are going to come in to play at some point.
Not really, other than the fact that, like, the mouth is of Lisa Garland.
I don't know who
from
that
the
is.
first game. The only nurse from the first game who wasn't, like, covered in parasites.
So the human person?
Yeah. Well, you know, for most of the game.
Was she one of the late game bosses?
No, actually, but it does turn out that she was a monster all along.
Of course.
And that scene is actually really, really sad and has really good music. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Nope,
Well,
nope, nope, nope,
no.
nope.
Wow,
Nope, nope,
that's
nope. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
that's a lot of them.
Nope, nope, nope,
That is
nope.
that is entirely too many.
I am playing Extreme 1.
That's still entirely too many.
And there's one hiding under the bed.
Of course.
Did
there
you go
is.
to pick that stuff up and immediately you get knocked down? Unless you, like, run by like that. And even then, you're probably still going to get, like, knocked down.
So,
Crap, crap, crap. I got knocked down.
you would think. Well, this guy's really getting fresh with us.
Ah! Was it worth the med pack? Probably not.
We use a med pack to get a med pack. That's the eternal law of survival horror games.
I'm not kicking it. I'm just shooting it now.
You would think the radio being what it is, that it would start activating when the enemy was nearby, even if we couldn't see it. Like, even if it was hiding under the bed.
I think the radio does stop when the things pretend to be dead.
Yeah, like,
Because it was pretending to be dead under the bed.
you would think, like, but apparently, well,
Ah! This is why I don't like the Slurpers very much.
yeah, they seem, obnoxious. At best.
Thankfully, they're only in, like, 2 places, so...
Welp. I'm no thief.
Though I may act like one every now and then.
So we stole a coin, just because adventure game logic, I guess.
What's really great is that this puzzle is completely contained in this room.
Well, alright.
We have a coin, we'll use a coin.
What's that say?
It says...
Bag of silver coin, yeah. Okay. I am.
Well, we thirsty.
Oh, yeah. Let's get something to quench that thirst.
Let's.
Using the coin we just picked up.
Exactly.
How useful. Also, vending machine that takes 1 coin. That's super cheap.
2003, man.
That was super cheap even for 2003. Like,
Japanese expectation of America in 2003, man.
Welp.
Well, it wasn't anything to drink, but we got that at least.
How did that get in there?
Oh, for heaven's sakes. So this is the last we'll ever have to deal with them in this building.
In this building.
By the way, watch out for the dog. That thing made me jump so hard the first time that happened. Like, I think I fell out of my chair.
Flying side tackle.
Suddenly, a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I lied about that being the last time we deal with slurpers in this building. I'm sorry.
Of course. Why would it ever be that... Yeah.
There's one more hallway.
Is it this one?
I think, actually, I managed to, like, ultra sneak past them in this hall.
Yeah,
Oh, right. This is weird. It's like the one knocks me down, right? And then they go away.
He's not that interested. It was a contact knockdown.
They're eating a corpse.
Ugh.
I'll let them eat that.
I will say
This is unpleasant.
I will say the jerky, stiff, like, artificial animation is a very good technique in my book. Like, when it's intentionally done, I should say, because
Yeah.
there are, you know, a lot of really bad low budget games now that do it, but not because they mean to, and it's not creepy there, but like
Tu fui ego eris.
Well,
It means as I am, as you are, I was. As I am, soon you will be. Latin's pretty dense.
yeah.
Fui, ego, Ares. Weird writing. What was that?
Everybody knows that you never speak Latin words in fiction. Like, come on.
Actually, this was the one time that you really needed to. Because guess what happened?
Well,
Everything in the building despawned.
okay. That seems strange for a Latin incantation, but okay.
Including the thing that was blocking the exit.
I'm not sure how that worked, but alright.
Well, if you read the fairy tale, like, the priestess says that, and then, like, the monster she's fighting just dies.
Well,
Did not notice the video's about to end.